Okay, I'm just going to mute you guys. Wonderful. For the purposes of recording, good evening. Hope you're well if you're watching this on recording. So this is last evening before lockdown, but as the classes are online, doesn't make any difference. So welcome to Wednesday evening, everyone. We're going to do a good old full body. There's not any particular requests. I have very, very, very mildly twinged my back, so there might be something that I'm doing that's a lot less strenuous than I would do normally, but I will explain it to yourselves. But just bear with me if I sort of suddenly go, oh, sorry, that's why. The trouble is I would get a massage, but I'm not allowed to anymore. Damn it. Right. So if we start, we're going to start upright as you guys are standing. I'm just going to bring that up a little bit. Okie dokie. Right, let's start with a nice little shake out. So just shake your legs, just give them a little kind of wake up, and then shake your arms. That's it. And then just give your shoulders a little quick roll. We'll come back to them, but a little tiny quick roll. That's it. Right, so hip width apart. We're going to roll down. Roll it down nice and slowly. And drop your head. So we're just going to hang down here for a sec. I want you to hold onto your elbows, if you can see that. So you're going to hold onto your elbow creases. Just put your head in between and just relax them down. Now, if you can, I want you to put that behind your head. Okay, so can you see that? You just crossed your hands behind your head. Now, what I'm asked to do that for is because it pulls your head down slightly more. And you should feel, if you're not talking into your own jumper, sorry, just a little bit more of a stretch down the back of your legs because of that. Hold it there. That's it. Okay, release your hands, release your arms. And I want you to just do some little sways. So you should feel one leg than the other, just stretching a little bit further. So if your hands are very squarely on the floor, just try and scrape them along the floor a little bit. That's it. Okay, come back to center. Put your hands, if you need to bend your knees slightly to put your hands flat on the floor, that's absolutely fine. So what I want you to do is get a little tiny bit further in front, and we're going to lift your heels off the floor and back down. Lift your heels and back down. Lift and back down. And this should be still right at the back of your legs, quite a strong push. Sorry, dog's going mental, and back down. Okay, straighten your legs, and then we're going to come back up. I'm so sorry, it's quite loud in the background here. Apologise. Roll it all up, head last, arms all the way up. Deep breath in, and relax down. Okay, let's roll it down again, Charlie. Roll it down, roll it down, roll it down. Drop your head. So keep it dropped. Bend your knees very slightly, put your hands on the floor. And then this time, I want you to rock forwards very slightly. Be very gentle with this because I don't want you to fall over, and then back. Rocking forward, so you should get a stretch in your wrist. Zoe, just be mildly careful of this one. It shouldn't be too strenuous though. And forwards and back. That's it. Forwards and back. Roll it up. Roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. Arms up. Deep breath in. And relax down. Lovely. Okay, last roll down. Okay, now we're going to come forward. Sorry, 1 second. I'm going to tuck that in and that's going to go wrong. Okay, drop your head so into nice downward dog. Bring yourself up, stretch, and push back. Good. Up, stretch,
push. And one more. Push back. That's it. Bring it up and forwards. Good. Okay, bringing yourself down onto all fours. Okay, so bring yourself up. Tuck your head down, come into a nice cat curl. Bring it through and drop. And all the way up. Curl it up. Bring it through and relax. And one more, bring it up. Curl, curl, curl. Through and into your cow. Lovely. Okay, bring it back to center. Wonderful. I want you to sit back on your heels and then just bring your knees slightly further out, and then we're going to curl it down, roll it down, really reach out and drop your head. Nice deep breaths when you're down here. Just really try and sink your shoulders down, sink your hips, sink into the mat. So nice and slowly bring yourself out of that. And just keep yourself down and fairly low. Sorry. Top's not helping this evening. Okay, once you're down here, I want you to spread your fingers a little bit wider. And then we're going to come forwards, touch your nose, and then back down again. It's a little tiny sort of frog type move. So keep your bum nice and low, keep that on your heels, and then come forwards. Your hip flexors are doing the work here. Just touch your nose and then back up. You should feel it a little bit doing some work there and just having a good stretch out right in the hip flexor there. Forwards. And that should feel quite nice though. And one more. Leaning it forwards. And come down to your heels. Lovely. Again, whilst we're here, I want to thread the needle, but I want you to go really low on this. If that is too difficult and you're like, no, that's not happening, then I want you to come up a little bit, please. If you can come through and drop your head. Just stay here. It's quite low. Your hips should feel this slightly. It should feel comfortable on your shoulder, but a little stretch around the back. Now with your other hand that's spare, just place that on your knee. That's it, hold it there, try and sink down. Good. Hand onto the mat, and then we're going to roll it back up. Come down onto your forearms again, just reset yourself. Have a little jig if you need to. If you can feel that your feet are starting to get pins and needles or cramp, obviously just come up and just give them a wriggle. And we're going to come the other side. So feed it through and drop it down. And then when you're comfortable, just put the hand on your leg. And feel your shoulder, yes, but you should feel your hips just sinking. Sit hand down to the floor and roll it back up. Wonderful. Okay, knees together. Come back onto all fours. Okay, so now what we're going to do is come onto our fronts a little bit, and I want to just do a tiny bit of work for our backs. So before we do that, you're going to sit backwards and tuck your toes under at the back. Hands right forwards. Just lean forwards, touch your nose, so it's sort of into child's pose again, and come forwards don't drop your hips entirely. Just get them forwards and then come back up. Sink down, drop, touch, back up. And then sink them a little bit further now. So you just sink your hips a little bit further. And then one more. Now this last one, only if you can sink your hips down to the floor. That's it. We're rolling down, roll, curl, and you should be onto the floor. Lovely. Hands by your side. Now, there's a couple of ways of doing this. You can have your hands by the side, or you can have your hands tucked under on your forearms. This one's slightly easier. So if you're in this position, that's very mildly easier than if you're in that position. So I'm gonna demo it from here. So you should see what I'll do both. So lift up, lift your head up and just look in front of you. That's the first thing. Now what I'd like you to do is just slightly squeeze your glutes and slightly lift your chest. So what you should feel is your back just mildly engaging. It should be doing something, but your abs shouldn't really yet be getting too much of a stretch because they should still be on the floor. And roll it down and just try very hard to relax everything. So relax your glutes, relax your back. That's it. Okay, so re-engage, lift your head, squeeze your glutes, lift your chest slightly. So if you're tucked in here now, you should be, that's the other version. That, your back just has to do a tiny bit more work than if you're down here. You should be quite comfortable. Hair in my mouth, sorry. Quite comfortable either way. Good, and bring it down. Right, if you want to advance this to get quite a strong stretch, then you're just going to put your hands in front. We're going to come into that half cobra, which still should be relatively comfortable. And then if you want to, you're going to take a deep breath in and then push your hands down and come up. Please don't do that if it's pinching your back. Ladies, apologies, I'm not going to do that this evening because I have got a pinch in my back already. So if you want to, you're going to deep breath in and lift up. So your abs are getting quite a strong stretch there. If not, we're going to stay in that half cobra. It should be comfortable though. It should be comfortable. Deep breath in and then bring yourself all the way down. That's it. So hands, just use them as a little pillow for your chin. And then we're just going to give you tiny little rocks. Nice little rocks. That's it. Okay, come back to center. Lovely. Right. Bringing your hands now round to your sides. We're going to rest your chin down. I'm not going to do that, otherwise I'll end up talking to the carpet. I want you to lift one hand up. So it doesn't matter which one because we're going to do both. So lift one hand up and hold it there. And you should feel a little bit of a sort of squeeze, is probably the best way, around the back. So it should be your triceps getting a stretch and a little squeeze, slightly your shoulder, and bring it back down. Deep breath in, out, lift, feel that tiny squeeze at the back. Should mainly feel like the back of your arm and slightly the back of your shoulder and back down. Let's do that again. So deep breath in and lift. Good. And bring it down. Deep breath in and lift. And back down. Wonderful. Okay, just relax, give yourself a little wriggle. Okay, so just engage again and we're going to lift both now. So deep breath in and lift both. Right, try and squeeze your shoulder blades very slightly. So you should be getting quite a stretch around the back there. And your pectoral muscles that are at the front. If you squeeze your shoulders back, you should feel a tiny stretch, even though that's not really the focus. And bring the whole lot down. Good. Try really hard to relax when you're down the bottom. Right. Now, this is more advanced. If you don't want to do it, just stick to where we were. I want you to fold your hands in now. So you're going to squeeze back, arms up, and then you're going to fold your hands in. So they're going to be at the small of your back. And then I want you to squeeze slightly further out. That should be quite a strong stretch now. Just hold it there. Bring it down and release your hands. Very good. Right, let's do that one more time. Should feel try and feel relaxed. So lift your arms, head sort of stay. I can't just talk into the mouth, so the head stay fairly long. And then fold your hands behind you and squeeze. Feel that stretch pretty much around everywhere, actually. Top half. And relax them back down and release. Good. Hands back to the front, so use as a pillow. I'm just going to do little tiny rocks. That's it. Just relax your back out. Good. Right, let's have a look at what those glutes are doing this evening, because they may be feeling a tad lazy. So we'll just try and fire them and then relax them, truly try to relax them entirely. So if you can just engage your legs again, so just push them back together again, so nice and neat together. And then I just want you to squeeze your bum. If you're not sure whether that's doing that, just bring your hands round and just give them a squeeze, and then just feel if that's engaged, and then release. When you release them, just make sure they are fully released, not half released, because I need to. It's good to understand the difference. So rest your top half down, really try and relax, and then squeeze those glutes. Push your hips forward and release completely. Good. Let's go again. Squeeze. Hips push forward slightly and release. Good. One more time. Squeeze. Hips forward. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And release. Good. Right, here's a trick. Let's try one. One side, then the other. Oh my God. I can't do this that well. My left is having none of it. So if you just try and concentrate, whenever I do this in front of people in the class, everyone's faces start screwing up and going, it's very, very funny. So try really hard to concentrate on one side. And if you, again, you want to just feel what's happening, just push, just squeeze one side. This is so hard without the other one. And release. And then squeeze the other side. Just trying to do it. And release. On one side. Oh, the other side is desperately trying to help. And release. And then the other side, squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. Good. Right, let's do one more each side. Squeeze. And release. And squeeze. And release. Brilliant. Very, very well done. Right, bringing your hands back round. We're going to take a deep breath in and come back onto all fours. Deep breath in. And release. Good. Okay. Let's bring ourselves forwards and plonk ourselves down onto our bums now. Okay. First way round, I want you to put your the most comfortable way of sitting. So my legs feel better with my lead leg at the front. So just please note which way you've got your legs round. And as I normally ask you to do, if you can just create a little bit of space. So you've got, basically you're not doing that. You're doing that so that your knees have the chance to come down. Now, it's fairly standard. Everyone is quite stressed at the moment. There's always something, particularly with what's going on from tonight. Hips will take a lot of this. So I just want to see if we can
really try and roll those out a little bit. So now, once you've got your feet comfortable, I just want you to move your bum cheeks out of the way. Just pick one up, pick one up. Now they should be very squarely sat on your sit bones now. So you should feel them quite strongly on the floor now, those bones. You're going to use your arms as a weight. That's why I need to get your feet out of the way. And just slightly sit forwards and use those arms as a weight to bring those knees down. Now, if you are up here, you're going to push out as much as you can, still use it as a weight, but try and just relax those hips down as much as you can. All very stressy in the hip area at the moment for most people, especially if you've been sat down working today. So really try and relax. Okay, roll yourself out of that nice and slowly. We're going to take one leg and bring that out, and one leg in. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is do exactly the same. So you're going to lean forward slightly and just bring your elbows out. So what that should do is drop that knee down, and you should feel right on your inner thigh on the leg that's long. Drop your head. You don't need to go completely mad. I just want you to still stay on your bum cheeks. Okay, and slowly roll yourself out of that. Then we're going to turn to our long leg, and you're going to walk your way down that. If you can, flex your foot. You can't quite see in the camera, sorry. Flex your foot at the bottom, and then making sure that this one, your chest is to your leg, not the other way, because I know we do it that way sometimes. Just bring your chest to your leg, drop your head. Good, nice and slowly roll your way out of that one. Very slightly differently, I want you to bring both hands, stay towards, I'm going to have to be careful with my back on this one, stay towards looking at the long leg, and you're going to come backwards. So stay there, drop that knee, because its knee might try and do this, drop that right out, and then you're going to stretch your chest muscles. Keep your chin in, so don't let your head drop back, and squeeze at the back, squeeze your shoulder blades. Good. Now, if you can, you're going to try and lift. I'm not going to do that this evening, ladies, sorry, because it's going to hurt my back, but try and lift up and lift your hips up. Okay, I'm going to do it half. Lift your hips up if you can. That should be quite a strong stretch in a number of different places, actually. And when you're ready, roll it down, and you're going to bring yourself forwards. Okay, just roll your shoulder blades, roll your shoulders, and forwards. Lovely. Right, let's do that again. So we're going to face the leg, bring it right down, holding onto your toe at the bottom, drop your head. Now what might happen is your quad at the front goes, just try really hard to relax that. It's nothing, this stretch has nothing to do with the quad. It's right your hamstrings at the back. So try and relax that leg out a second, it will. Okay, let go, roll yourself back up. Both hands behind, stay towards the long leg. And first of all, just stretch back, stretch your chest at the front. Mild arch in your back, squeeze those shoulder blades. And if you're able to, we're going to lift. That's as far as I can go today. You should be able to get your hips up further though. And nice and slowly roll yourself back down. And release. Lovely. Okay, so come back to the center. And then the other side we're going to do is going to be a version of the Lord of the Fish, because we've got our leg out. So again, I'm not going to be able to go too far with this, ladies, this evening. So hand across, The other hand is behind you and you're going to turn. That's as far as I'm going to be able to go today. Spin it right round if you're able to. Keeping that leg out, so you might still get a little bit of a stretch going on with that. Good, nice and slowly bring yourself back to center. Okay, so wonderful. If you want to just nice and elegantly flip your legs over. So now the lead leg should be on the inside, and I want you to fold your non-lead leg around to the outside. Now that does make quite a difference. Yeah. Well, this is what happens with me. That look at that knee. Look at the comparison. It's like that won't go down. So this hip for me, this is my non-lead leg. It is much worse than the other one. So you may find that it's exactly the same thing where you are not. It's not going to behave exactly the same way. So we'll try to stretch it out the same way, but it's really important that we try to sort of even out our legs if we can. So you've got the sort of slightly more less comfortable way of doing this. Again, hands leaning forward slightly, and then use your arms. Drop your head down, and don't be surprised if it doesn't quite work the same. And again, Liz, if you're slightly higher up, then we're just trying to push down, still remain comfortable. Just try to relax those hips out. Good, nice and gently roll your way out of that. Fantastic. Then we're going to lengthen that leg. And obviously the other side. And we're going to make sure your bum cheeks are out of the way again. Just slightly sitting on your sit bone. And then we're going to turn towards, again, I'm going to have to be very, very careful because the pinch is right there. So lean yourself down. Sorry, ladies, I'm not going to be able to do this one too well today. Lean it down and your chest is going towards your leg. Now again, just have a look at your quad at the front, the muscle at the front. Make sure it's nice and soft. It's at the back that's getting the stretch at the moment. It also should be right around here. That's why I'm struggling, because it's right there. Should feel that nice and strongly down the back of your leg. And nice and slowly roll your way out of that one. I'm going to come to the center and lean on that knee and just come down again. You should feel that nice and strongly down the back of the long leg. Try and keep that leg, the foot flexed if you can. Let your quad relax. And nice and slowly roll out of that one. Okay, now we're going to do our backwards one. So again, turn towards the leg that's long, both hands back, and then you're going to squeeze. Try really hard not to throw your head back. Squeeze and open that chest out. Squeeze your shoulder blades at the back. Hold it here for a sec. Okay, if you're able to and it's comfortable to, I want you to lift your hips. I'm not going to be able to do that too much today. Lift, 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 lift. It's not the easiest, that one, so avoid it if it's too hard. And bring yourself down nice and slowly and release yourself forwards. So we're going to come forwards again. Bring it down, just make sure you've relaxed your leg. Use your head as a weight. Release. Roll it up, curl it up, hands behind your back. That's it.
Release that chest out first, so squeeze, lift, nice and tall. Squeeze your shoulder blades at the back, and then we're going to lift up. And lift down. Bring yourself up. Then we're going to turn the other way. One hand over, one hand behind. Oh, definitely not today. And bring it round. Okay, nice and slowly bring yourself back to center. And then we're going to lean back and just fold those legs. So just go to where's the more comfortable one. So for me, it's the other way around. So whichever's more comfortable. Okay, again, move your sit bones, or one cheek's out of the way so your sit bones are a little bit more on the floor. One arm up, nice and tall. Get the other one to join it. That's it. Bring your hands together, so lock your hands together, and then really nice and tall. Deep breath. Relax, keep your arms up there. Deep breath again. And relax, bring both arms down. Good, okay. One arm up again. And bring it over. Sorry. Just wherever's comfortable for you. And bringing it up. And pendulum, swing it over nice and tall. And over. Good, right. Now you're going to cartwheel it slightly, so the angle's slightly different. So you're going to bring it back slightly and then backwards. It's slightly similar, but get slightly different muscles that stretch out. And you're going to bring that forwards, hand just in front, and then lean it over. Beautiful. Beautiful ballerinas. That's it. Bring it backwards, just behind you, and lean. Knees down if they're starting to creep up. Just remember that they need to be as low as they can be. And bring it forwards, lovely. And down. Okay, bringing it up and bring yourself back to center again. Okay, so we're going to go the other way now. So your angle is this way. I'm going to come forwards. Sorry. And then leaning backwards. And bring it forward. Sort of feels like a little cartwheel. Ow. And backwards. Lovely, beautiful balletic stretch. Well done, ladies. Might just bring yourself, twist yourself back to center again. Okay, just a little tiny roll of those shoulders. All right. So just closing, your legs will spin round. So if you've got a bit of mat behind you, we'll use one knee and just nice and slowly curl yourself down. Try really hard not to flop. That's it. Okay, whilst you've got hold of that knee, I just want you to bring that knee nice and close in. Picking up your other foot off the floor, I want you to cycle it. So we're going to cycle it up, hold it there, and relax down. Good. Heel to the floor, cycle it up. Hold that knee nice and close. When your leg's up in the air, you can hold that knee really close. Try really hard for it not to slip too much. and all the way down. Let's do one more. Curl it up, lift, and roll it down. And bring it in. And then we're going to swap sides. Okay, bringing your leg out. Just nice and gentle. Relax, relax, relax. Okay, taking it just off the floor, bringing your leg in, up to the ceiling, and roll it down nice and gently. Just use your muscles to stop it going too fast. Come down, roll it up. Lift nice and tall and bring it down. Keep that knee nice and close to you. Apologies for the noise in the background. And let's go one more, all the way up. Lift and cycle it down nice and gently. Hold it there. Nice and long with that leg. And then we're going to bring that knee in to meet the other. And I'm hoping I'll be able to do this. So we're just going to go into nice and tight with those knees and just bring your head up. Come into a really tight ball. And then we're just going to do some little rocks. Okay, bring yourself back to center and roll it down. So head down and just release your knees and just push them away from you. Feet down to the floor. Lovely. Hands out to the side. I'm just going to let your knees flop. Ow. Right, keep your both shoulders on the floor, knees to the side. Just take a deep breath in. And hold it here. Okay. If you want to extend this further, your top leg, if you just straighten that, I'm really going to have to be careful. Apologies, everyone. I'm going to turn, which I don't want you to do. So your leg, if you straighten that leg and just lift that up, if you can get hold of it with your knee, and then you're going to keep your shoulder down on the floor, and that extends the stretch. Hold it here. One more deep breath in. That's it. Okay. Just fold your knee back again if you have got it out, and then the whole lot's going to come up and over. Sorry, guys, I am really struggling this evening. Oh, God. Oh. Deep breath in. Let's relax it down here. Okay, and again, if you want to, we're extending that leg. Get out so you can see me. Hold on to it if you're able to. Oh, a bit better that side. And just keep the shoulders on the floor. Okay, nice and gently bring that back in. And bring yourself up. Oh. Okay. Bringing those knees in. Hands really quite wide out to the side. We're going to do a really wide circle. So you're going to come down to the side, guys. Again, apologize. I'm not going to be able to do this too well. I'm going to demo it the other way. So come down to the side, round, and then up to the center again, if that makes sense. So you're sort of doing a semicircle. So round, as if you're going to do a supine twist, bring it round, toes just touch the floor and back up. Now just be aware of your the arch in your back too much. So bring it down, that should be quite nice. Roll it, toes just touching the floor and come up to center. Hopefully that makes sense. So a half circle one way, and then we'll obviously go the other way. Down. And back up, let's go one more. And down, up, and back to a little ball. Right, we're going to go the other way. I'm not going to be able to do this, so I'm going to demo it with one leg. So we're going to come down and round the circle and then back up. If this is too hard, this is definitely a way of doing it. So one-sided, not quite the same sort of stretch at all. And back up. Down all the way round. Use your muscles, relax your back out, and let's go one more, all the way out, all the way down. Toes just touching the floor, and then back up. Wonderful. Good. Right, little snails. So we're going to do tiny little snails. Start small, and little circles, and get that circle slightly wider. Everything might be a bit clicky down the bottom, as long as it's not hurting. So make that circle slightly wider again, and then slightly wider again. It should be nice and wide now. You're of course having to do a tiny bit of work at the bottom there. Nice big circles for the big snail shell. That's it, and bring it in, so sort of medium. And then bringing it in, and then you end up really small. Lovely. Right, let's go the other way. Start really small, tiny bit bigger, sort of medium circles, and then we'll go into those big circles all the way around. Core just engaging at the bottom there, making sure your back doesn't lift too much. Just has to do a tiny bit of work. Nice big circles. And start bringing them in sort of medium circles. And bring that in again until you get to the tiny circles. And then we'll stop. Lovely. Feet down to the floor. Right, tiny bit of glute bridge work, but actually it's not for your glutes, it's for your back. So feet flat on the floor, and bring your heels fairly close to your glutes. So first things first, I want you to bring your hands down to the floor so they're flat, and then we're going to tilt that pelvis, just lift your glutes, and then back down and release, and then squeeze and lift one more vertebrae up. So it's just off the floor, and down and release, and again up, tilt, lift one more, and down and release. Let's go up one more, so tilt and lift. That's it, should be sort of towards the base of your shoulder blades, and release. Just make sure you're releasing entirely. Let's go just onto our shoulder blades now. Worry a little bit less about your glutes. Do have to do a squeeze, but I don't want them to do too much work. Release, just cracking out that back. Up, 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 up. That's it. And roll it down. Right, the next one should be up to full height. So you are going to have to squeeze your glutes a bit more now. Lift, 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 vertebrae, lift, 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 all the way up. Good. Right, arms up and over, all the way up, nice and tall. All the way back, lift up. And then you are rolling down. Click, 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 click. If you're lucky, you might get a little click. All the way down. Release and release. Your arms back down. Right, let's do that again. So up, nice and slowly. Feel those vertebrae lifting off the mat. All the way up. Squeeze your glutes up and over. Right, once your arms are over, nice and tall. And then leave your arms there, just roll it down, curl it down. Curl and roll, curl and roll. Relax it down and release and back up and over. Lovely. Right, let's bring ourselves up. So just use a leg and just curl yourself up nice and slowly. Give yourself a second because you've been on the floor for a bit. Woo! Get those stars. Okay, bringing yourself around. We're going to finish doing some moves up the top. So before we come onto the floor, we'll just do a little cat stretch again and just curl that out. Counterbalance that and release. Oh, all the way up. Squeeze and release. Okay, bring yourself back to neutral. We're going to reverse what we did before. So you're going to tuck your toes under and we're going to come up into downward dog. So cat stretch up into downward dog. That's it. Push back to rely on those shoulders nice and strong. Push your heels down. Hold it here. Yeah, this time we're going to bring our toes into our hands. So bend your knees if you need to. And you walk those toes into your hands and hold it down here. If you're able to, just tuck your fingers underneath your toes. If not, you just bring your arms down, head down. Okay, release and very, very slowly and gently roll it up. That's it. Once you're up the top, just roll your shoulders down, deep breath in, arms up. And nice and gently roll it down. Just give me a second, I'm just going to move the camera. Sorry, make everyone a bit seasick. There we go. Right, okie dokie. Let's finish with a nice little bit of balance and see how our balance is this evening. I'm just going to bring that down so you can see me correctly. Right, I'm going to come right back so you can hopefully see full body. Right, okay, first things first, nice and simple. Hands on your hips. Choose a leg to put the weight on. And then we're going to put our foot on the knee. Now, I would advise you not to lock your leg out. Just unlock your leg. I don't think my balance is going to be very good this evening, ladies. Apologies. It's not going well. That's it. Just choose a point that's not the screen to stare at. Just try and relax your mind. Relax your shoulders. Keep your posture nice and tall. And then we're going to bring that leg down. Okay, other side. So reset, hands on hips. Foot onto knee, just unlock that leg. Hold it there. Relax, relax, relax. Good, and bring that leg down. Beautiful. Right, let's make that a teeny tiny bit harder. So I'm going to do this slightly to the side so you can see what I'm doing. We're going to come down
into a chair pose. So you can do that. That's the full chair pose, but you can do that here or out to the side, whichever's actually better. The slightly more difficult one is your hands above your head by your ears. So that's your chair pose. Now I want you to make that a tiny bit more complicated. Shift your weight and lift the leg. And we're going to hold it there. This isn't the easiest. I'm so sorry. There's a very large amount of noise in the background. Hopefully you can't hear that. Hold it there and then bring it back down. This is not so easy on knees, actually. Push across and up. Hold it there. Sit back. Feel your leg having to do some work. You really are going to have to balance on this one. And drop that foot and come back out of that. Woo! Well done if you managed that one. Very good. Right, tiny tweak to that. Again, I'm just going to come to the side. So it's a version of an arabesque. I want you to come down so you're sort of, don't worry about where your hands are at the moment. Same position. Then you're going to lift that foot off and then you're going to hinge. Hinge, 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 hinge. Your leg has got to do some work here. So you should feel that kicking in. Your stair should be just in front of you. This is not easy, especially not this evening. Okay, hinge yourself back up and put your foot down and rest. If you manage that, well done. All right, let's try the other side. I think my knee may give in on this one. Bring it down, so you're into chair pose. Swap your weight, lift that foot, hinge, and come backwards. This is a bent leg, okay, so you're not straightening your leg, either leg. Hold it there. Oh, things kicking in now. Come on. Quads, glutes, all sorts of things. And bring your leg down, hinge up and lift. Well done. Very good. Right, give your legs a good old shake. Woof. Right, we are going to finish where we started. So I want you to lift your leg, hold it up, middle roll, so hold it there, and swapping legs, lift hip flexors, oh, roll your ankle, and the other side, squeeze and down. Okay, as we always finish, all the way down, breathe in, squeeze your glutes and lift, and relax. 2 more times, all the way up, nice deep breath in, up, and relax. 1 more, deep breath in, squeeze, lift, oh, and relax. Well done. Absolutely excellent work, ladies. Fantastic stuff. Right.